Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of our daily crypto market update, where me, Ben Simpson, helps you walk through the markets and navigate the space as we go on this journey together on trying to invest and make money in crypto. So, had a bit of a sell-off over the weekend. Obviously, the Ukraine-Russia war is continuing to go on, and really what we're seeing is all markets across the world really tank, everything but oil, basically. So, with Russia aggressively still targeting Ukraine. I think a major nuclear power plant in Ukraine's also potentially melting down. It's actually quite scary what's happening over there. So, as you can probably expect in any real unknown period of time, that especially when a war occurs, that we're going to see a pretty big sell-off. So, Bitcoin down 7%, down to around 39,000 US. Really, yeah, crude oil obviously coming out of Russia is surging up 6%, and gold up a little bit as well. So, yeah, I think while we continue to see a war going on, it's really who knows at this point. I think the important thing is that when going through a period of volatility or uncertainty in crypto, is just to hold on, not panic. I certainly wouldn't be recommending selling your Bitcoin right now. I think it's just a time to hold. I saw this, in the last 2 or 3 years when we'd go through bear markets, if we continued fun, not a war, but Bitcoin does have these periods of times where it will flex up and down during these periods, be quite volatile. So I think it's just a matter of holding, not panicking, breathing. Don't look at your portfolio too much, and just sort of, continuing on. Now, it's not just all bearish news. So we actually saw Luna rally and also Near token surge. So Luna, actually with Bitcoin trading down as low as 37,500, we had Luna actually increase quite substantially. So Luna added 14% over the last couple of days, up to $86 US, and Near protocol was up 13% to $10.43. Now, why this was actually Terra with the token Luna hit an all-time high of the total value locked, over $23 billion in US dollar terms. So Terra is now the fastest growing DeFi protocol built on Cosmos, behind Ethereum. So Ethereum still continues to dominate the DeFi market with 54% of the whole market in total, but Luna is continuing to grow. I know there's a lot of bullish Luna members in our group, and it's risen over 38% the past week amidst everything that's going on. So super bullish on that at the moment. As well as some other DeFi protocols, Anchor, Aave, etc. So DeFi still continues to trade relatively well during this period. Obviously, we're down 70 or 80%, but at these lows, continuing to see a little bit of growth. So I think Luna as well recently got listed on the FTX exchange, and certainly doing some really good stuff there. So well done, Luna holders. Now, the Philippines are also looking at their central bank, looking at their own central bank digital currency. So their government is starting to look into that. We're starting to see that narrative play across a number of different places across the world, where central banks are looking at creating their own digital currency. Now, obviously, these centralized digital currencies, so let's say Australia is creating one, they are different because they are centralized currencies. They're still ran by the governments, ran by the central banks. They still have full authority, which is a completely different value offering to something like Bitcoin, which is decentralized. There's still no owners of that. You basically can do whatever you want with Bitcoin. There's not going to be any oversight, where your digital currency is held by banks. In my opinion, it's just the same as what you've got dollars in your bank right now. They're just tracked on a blockchain rather than them and their money printers. So look, it's great. I think it's good for the ecosystem, but personally, it doesn't change any of my opinion with Bitcoin. Also seeing FTX continue to dominate. I love the FTX. I remember looking at these guys 2 or 3 years ago when they launched their ICO, and they've just gone from leaps and bounds. So FTX obviously just bought a new stadium. They're basically sponsoring everything. They're really dominating, I think, in my opinion, the productization of crypto trading, and I foresee these guys to really start to spread, so that where they're really focusing is on the derivatives market, and they have a lot of advanced options for crypto traders. Certainly something I'd recommend if you're looking at that sort of crypto trading narrative, and I think they're going to become a lot more open to broaden their market. So they've just hired a new head of global luxury partnerships for FTX. So they're looking at the intersection of fashion and crypto. So I think they're really starting just to experiment and trying to see where the crypto narrative can go and how FTX can be in the conversation around a number of different things. Now, if this is one of your first bear markets, or say you bought back in November or December and now sort of down 40, 50%, I think my message is really just to not panic. I remember when I bought a lot of my Bitcoin back in 2018, I think I bought it around 12 or 13,000, made a pretty substantial purchase off the back of just a lot of my savings I put in, and then multiple weeks later we crashed down to 4,000 or 5,000. So I think it's just a matter of not panicking. When you have drops like these, it's just not looking in the short term. You still bought the same asset, nothing's changed fundamentally. It's just about holding. And I know things are not exciting and not fun right now when markets are down, but it actually provides more opportunity to learn about the market, to educate yourself, maybe to continue dollar cost averaging. This is when you're going to make your gains. A bear market creates the opportunities, not in a bull market. You're not going to make your money in a bull market if you're investing at that point, if that makes sense. It's time to invest now in the bear and take advantage of the bull market when it comes around. I also did an on-chain analysis update with Checkmate last week. You can check that out on YouTube. And yeah, it was just really good. We spoke about a lot of altcoins, layer ones, and potentially the mid to short term with a lot of the on-chain analytics showcasing that the holders and the OG hodlers are not selling. The short-term buyers and sellers that bought back in November and December, about 85 to 90% of those people have all sold if they bought back in the local top last year. So I think it just goes to show that if you can hold on and be resilient and not sell, not panic, that you're actually going to be sitting in the top 15, 20% of investors in terms of sophistication and not selling when the market goes down. So don't panic, breathe, and we'll get through this together. Now, NFT holders, if you are a fan of Gary Vee like myself, you would have noticed he last year released his 12.5 book, and he made a little announcement that you will be rewarded if you bought 12 books. So we had a tweet here by Franklin. I actually bought 12, so I got one of his book games NFTs. Franklin here spent $20,000 and he bought 720 12.5 books, which is absolute bananas. But in doing that, he received 60 book games NFTs. And for that, within the last hour, selling them on secondaries, already sold 21 of those NFTs for 7.64 ETH. So he's covered his costs with 39 NFTs to go. Now, Gary and VeeFriends have announced they've got Series 2 coming up very soon in April. That's going to be launched. So if you've got the only way you can get access to VeeFriends Series 2 is if you're holding the book games NFT or token, and you have to burn those tokens basically to get access to VeeFriends Series 2. So you can buy the book games on secondary if you want to get access to VeeFriends Series 2. I hold one because I bought 12 books. It's actually a good book, actually. I finished that the other day, but I'll be looking to get into that depending on the information that comes out soon. But I know that book games tokens, just by holding them, are continuing to increase in price on secondary. So that'll be interesting to watch and see where that goes. We're also seeing the NFT project starting to be turned into movies, which is super cool. So Collective Shift, we've got an NFT portfolio that we what we're investing in, and you can see that over on our platform. But we actually held a couple of NFTs that are now building a movie, and that's really interesting. So the NFT gets you access to actually participate live in the movie, and you're actually taking a path and choosing the direction of where the movie goes. So yeah, it's super cool. It's just sort of testing the boundaries of where the NFT market's going. Like it's gone from art to membership to utility, and now we're getting into things like digital movies. And I think the best analogy here is, imagine if you were the original NFT holder or one of the initial NFT holders of, say, a Disney character. What would that mean if you earned royalties on assets that went and sold merchandise and had T-shirts and was in movies and would play characters in games, and you earned royalties on wherever that character played, rather than an organization or an entity earning all those rewards. So like you're a shareholder basically of that character. And I think that's where we're seeing that narrative go, which is super interesting. So that's a theme to watch. Finally, if you're still a beginner in the NFTs, we released a free resource the other day on how to buy NFTs on our 4 top marketplaces. So Gem, Genie, OpenSea, and LooksRare. So you can jump over there. That's a free resource on Collective Shift. And we do a deep dive into each platform and how to buy NFTs, including how to mint an NFT. We did a live resource, so you can check that out as well. And last but not least, you can also head over to Collective Shift now as well, and we released our new asset pages. So this is 40 hand-selected assets that we've done an analysis on. So you can jump in here and you can look at our top metrics as well as our analysis and summary at the end. So we give a bullish and bearish take on about 40 current assets that we release these each week. So you do need to be a member to see the bullish and bearish take, but you can sign up for a 14-day free trial and check that out. But that's all from me. I'll see you back tomorrow. If you've got any questions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye for now.